Hair, Love, Radio.
You're listening to Hair Love Radio, where we get into the nitty-gritty of what it takes to make your dreams a reality, start unlocking your potential, and live your best life, helping hairstylists, creatives, and girl bosses spread their awesome and light like confetti. You were made for awesome.
Hair, Love.
Hi, welcome back to Hair Love Radio. I am your host, Elizabeth Faye. I am here with one of my dearest friends and industry colleagues, and I'm going to call her a best friend. I don't know if she claims me as one, but Lacy Gadegaard, the founder and CEO of Laced Hair Extensions. She is an amazing mother. She has an amazing story. She has overcome so much, built so much, and just frankly has such a... I'm like going to cry. This is something I don't think I've ever told you, Lacy. Because of the things you've gone through, I think this is why you are this way. And just like watching you change over the years and the conversations you have such an amazing and beautiful outlook at life. And you make light of things that are heavy, and you bring lightness to darkness. And you just have like such we only live once, because life can really be taken away from us at any moment perspective. And you're just a really great person, and I'm so glad you're in my life. And I think people need to hear people like this talk. And so I've talked about you like this before, but maybe not to your face. And there's been times I've like come to you and said things or asked things, and just like sort of your perspective of like, who even cares? Like, let's go on vacation, or let's have fun, or let's just go snuggle our kids. Like, you just have this really beautiful perspective on life, and you are just so kind and so humble. And oh my gosh, so introducing Lacy, you're going to want to be her best friend, but she's mine, so you can't. Let's get going.
Oh my gosh. Well, now that I'm already crying, I love you too. That means so much. So thank you.
Yes. So Lacy lives in Salt Lake City. She is a salon owner. She is an extension educator, and she owns Laced Hair Extensions, which they teach all methods. They sell all methods. Her salon does all methods. She's a single mommy. She has 2 little boys. She's been through a divorce, multiple sclerosis survivor, or is fighter. What's the word?
Fighter, they
warrior.
like to call us warriors. So
yeah. So can you just talk to us, Lacy? What's going on? Tell us a little bit about you.
I know, like all day long. Anyways, I don't know how to live up to what you just really said about me. So again, thank you. I don't know. I mean, where do you want to start? Do you have a question that you want to start with, and then I can go on forever?
Let's talk a little bit about your extension company. So a lot of you guys are hairstylists that we're talking to. So tell us a little bit about how Laced Hair got started, what your mission is for hairstylists, a little bit of what you guys offer. If people aren't familiar with you, just tell us about Laced Hair Extensions.
Yeah, so Laced Hair Extensions, definitely, I never dreamed we would be where we are now. We still have a long ways to go, but I'm very proud of how far we have come. I am like everyone. I don't put myself in a hierarchy at all. I am a hairstylist that just noticed something lacking in the market. When I first started doing hair extensions like over 15 years ago, I've been a stylist for like 17 years. But there wasn't a lot of extensions, were very secretive. No one wanted to know that you had them. Colors were really hard to match. So I used to buy weft hair and cut them myself and try and blend these colors to make like eye-tip and keratin. Tape wasn't around yet. Or obviously the wefts were already sewn together, so I could like custom put those together. But mainly there wasn't rooted hair, there wasn't ombre hair. So when I started my company 8 years ago now, almost 8 years ago, our very first color swatch had ombre hair on it, and everyone thought I was crazy. But now
we couldn't live without our ombre hair. Now we need
our rooted ones. But my big thing was matching colors together. And so I did a lot of extensions.
And I feel like you've created so many colors that are so common in the industry in general now that hairdressers need behind the chair every day that necessarily weren't available.
Yeah, which I'm totally happy about that. I mean, that's a whole nother topic for another day, or people, how did you feel when this person maybe copied your color? And it's like, I think 4 years ago, Lacy, like I spent a lot of time being so offended that everyone was like copying me that now I don't really care about that anymore. But I created a brand that was really all about what I wanted. Which is why I named it after. I had to come up with the name, and I did name it after myself, but I never thought one day people would like see it. So it's funny when they find out my name is Lacy and I'm the owner of Lace Hair. They're like, "Oh, that's why it's called Lace Hair Extensions." But I just thought that there, the colors, and then I would fly from New York to LA, every other week, and it was like I just wanted hair for my own use. So that was how it started. And then a lot of my friends are hairstylists, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, you have this amazing color." Oh, and then the beauty school that I went to, I stayed in touch with him. He wanted me to come teach classes. And then all of a sudden we just it was a slow start, I think. We did moves, and like I moved out of Vegas and moved to Michigan and had a few kids and went through another move. So it was like kind of slow starting and just for my own use. And then from there, Instagram happened, and I think we kind of took off with Instagram when it first started. Yeah. And that's just kind of how we grew. So really, I like to still think that we're a brand that caters to stylists. So
you absolutely are. And you guys you have the clip-ins, which are consumer-based, but stylists sell to their guest all the time. But everything else is professional use.
Yeah.
Hand-tied, machine-tied, right? I-tip, tape. Yeah. Is there any other?
Keratin.
Keratin. So, yeah. The bond.
So, and I don't think that, so many people ask me, what's your favorite method of extensions? And I just think that, like, I don't discriminate. I love all extensions. And I think that different people need different methods. And so that's why I teach, there's a lot of really talented educators and really talented brands that focus on one method of extensions. The difference between our brand is that I don't think that all heads are created equal. I don't think that beaded wefts are for everyone. I don't think tapes are for everyone. But I do think blending the two methods sometimes are for everyone. Like right now I have beaded wefts in and I have tape-ins on my sides because my hair is so fine on the sides that it cannot support a weft. I don't care who you are. Yeah. People that say hand-tied wefts are okay for fine hair, like they're not for mine. So tape-ins are though. So that's why I think that, I always use an analogy of like a plastic surgeon. It's like the plastic surgeon who doesn't want to do boob jobs and nose jobs isn't going to make as much money as the one who wants to offer everything. So a hairstylist that offers hair painting mixed in with foils or mixed in, there's so many ways to do things. I 100% agree. So that's why I'm all for, and why there's so many talented people out there. There's so many talented educators and great extension brands. I think they're all amazing, but that's what sets us apart is I think that as a hairstylist, to be able to offer multiple options for your client, that it just will make you more successful.
I 100% agree. So I've done extensions up to like 3 years after I was in my career, and I've worn extensions for almost 10 years just because I don't like the way I look and feel without them. And so from everything from hair dreams to clicks to raccoon to laced, everything and anything you can think of, I've literally had it in my head, tried the method, put it in someone else's head. I've ruined people's hair. I've made people's hair amazing. I've just really, and you've been through this too. And I would definitely say it's the same as color. Like, you need to have a tool bag of different tools for different canvases. And this is something I'm going to talk about a little bit because I don't feel like it's talked about enough, like on Instagram. And I think we're in a world right now, as far as hairdresser education, we are only aware of the education that we know is available, right? And so that's the education we're consuming, whatever is showing up, whether it's through an ad or on our feed.
Yeah.
And so the importance of learning other types of hair extensions is, as she mentioned, that it truly isn't one type fits all at all, and you will have more success, and you can, cover those little baby hairs on the bottoms or work with deteriorating hairlines or different things or blend colors differently, make more money. Like, our salon is a laced hair salon in St. George, Utah, and our girls know all of them. And she's like fist pumping. But like, I have like my preferences of what I think works, but it doesn't fit a one size fits all. Just like, I wish I could hair paint everyone's hair, but not everyone is like a level 7 virgin that just wants to be lifted 3 levels. Like, it's just not the case. And so as a hairstylist, like, it is your duty when doing extensions to learn all those methods so you really can help your client, because extensions can change and transform someone's life, attitude, confidence, but you can like F some hair up if you choose the wrong thing to do. And I will say this, I have a lot of DMs I get that are like, I messed up someone's hair, it fell out. Don't quit if that happens. It happens. I think it's so common with extensions when people are figuring it out because they don't know what education is available, that if that happens, like, it doesn't mean that brand or that method was wrong. Just maybe it wasn't the right one for your client, or your application needs to be tweaked a little bit. Don't you think?
And not only that, but sometimes we just haven't explained to the client how to take care of them, or maybe they sleep on their left side, so beaded weft becomes like starts to slip out on that side, and it's just with practice. And I think like with everything, I think as an industry anyways, whether you're been a hairstylist for 20 years or been a hairstylist for 3 years or in hair school, I think that in this world of perfection, because of things like Instagram, where your work is literally plastered for thousands to see, where when I first started, we just had a book that we'd have to put it in an album. Literally, people were flipping through an album. I think that we're a lot harder on ourselves, and it's like no head is the same. Some people, like, it's okay to say no to a client. Like, I've turned clients away to just say, you are not a good extension candidate. Your hair is too thick. It's going to look like crap. You're going to need so many in. Or your hair is too fine right now. Your hair is falling out. Like, extensions are not
too
going to be
short.
great. So it's okay to just, like, not be so hard on yourself. And also just make sure you're educating the client with how to take care of them, because that's usually why they're slipping out. They're like, oh, I didn't know I couldn't put conditioner on my bonds. It's like, yes, that will make them slip out. So just making sure you're educated. And that is why I think, like, why I love that you're doing hair love, and all, having all these educators come on, is that it just shows like education never stops. Like, I've been doing hair for half as much as I've been alive now almost. And like, it's like, I still feel like I'm learning so much. I don't think I'm better than anyone at hair. I think there's other extension educators that I could probably learn stuff from still,
for sure.
even though I
I've
own a brand.
attended
And
so much extension
yeah, there's
education.
so many great people out there. I think it's just, that's what I don't have my business or my education program to be an elitist or to compete with others. It's just because I love extensions. They changed my life, my confidence, and I just want to help other hairstylists in the industry know how to apply extensions and to do them correctly, so you aren't damaging someone's hair, because extensions should actually help your hair grow out. And extensions get such a bad rap. It's like, my hair is not damaged because I get extensions. My hair is damaged because I'm a level 3 and I bleach it to platinum blonde. That's why my hair is damaged. It's not extensions that damage my hair. So
no, 100%.
It's just like, I like want to spread the word that it's like, we like making sure it's like, it's bleach that's damaging your hair, not extensions.
No, I 100% agree. I'm always like, I should go dirty blonde so my hair will grow long, but like, that's dumb.
No, I'm not getting rid of my bleach. That's why I'm just like happy that I can make it look full because of my extensions. So
that's so funny. Well, and it's something I really like about your extension education. And we're really good friends. I need to come to your class again. I don't know, a couple of years ago, I showed up to one of your classes.
Yeah,
but
a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I show up to lots of classes. I like classes. I like to learn. So anyways, what I love about Lacy's hair, and I've seen her teach. She teaches at Hair Love. This coming year, 2019, they are doing beaded weft extension education, and you get to do it hands-on in the mountains. So which is so cool and so unique. But anyways, what I really love about your education is it's to the point. There's no freaking gimmicks. There's no smoke and mirrors. You're like, hey, this is what I charge. This is why. This is how I structure it. This is how you apply. This is what hair type it's good for. Here's all the methods. Here are my tips and tricks. Here's where you buy the hair at my warehouse. Like, it's just very to the point. You can buy the hair without going to your class. Once you go to the class, you understand how the hair works on a much deeper level, how to apply it. Returning to your classes would help even more so. So I just like that it's simple, it's easy, it's quality education. Lacy's really real. Like, Cassandra and I had this conversation on the couch at like 3 a.m. last night. And this is like a whole nother podcast topic, but in this world of Instagram, so many educators are coming up, which I think is great because I think we should share our knowledge. I'm all about people starting businesses that help other people. I think it's totally great you're making money doing it and you're helping people. That's wonderful. But our duty as an educator is not to stand on a stage for the world to see us. As a teacher, our duty is to teach. It's to make people feel safe and comfortable and loved and be able to ask questions and go home better than they were. You are a servant as a teacher. That is your role. My role in Hair Love is to serve. That's it. And the educators we choose to be a part of it are people who know that, who want to serve their community, and they actually make a difference. And so that's what I love about your education is you're like really just there to help people, and there's no nonsense in between. And so it's a wonderful class, worth the investment. Obviously, come to Hair Love, but you can come to Lacy. And yeah, I think people just need to know where they can learn.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And it's a scary thing to learn.
Again, and like you said, I love that you said that because there's so many, like, I am not here in a competition mode. It's like there's so many great educators, so many, and for me, like if you come to one of my classes in Salt Lake, I will never have more than 10 people in a class. Actually, I wish that there could only be 5 because I almost feel guilty because when it's a hands-on class and you're flying to me, there's no way if there's a whole bunch of people in the class, you can learn as much.
I feel like 10's a good number.
So that's why I 10 is, I can really be hands-on and help everyone. And so, and obviously there's a lot of demo classes where you can still learn a ton, but our main class is, I will never have more than 10 in it when it's a full training like the one Elizabeth took, because it
was all methods.
It is. So, and I love that you said that because there's so many just classes that I've taken before I started my company when I was learning all the different methods. Mm-hmm. And it was more, I don't need to name names, doesn't matter, but I took a specific class. It was super expensive. I was really excited about it. And it turned into a sales pitch for the company, which I get. They have a company.
But no, that's not our job as a teacher.
Exactly. It turned into so I was trained on how to put in individual bonded extensions. And they're like, so my head of thin hair, my hair was already long too at the time. They said you need 7 to 9 bags of hair, which is 200 pieces of individual strands. And I just ended up with this huge full mane that did break all of my hair off because it was way too heavy to support my head. And so I was just thinking, I was like, I feel like I probably could have had 3 or 4 bags in and been fine. Mm-hmm. And everyone at my salon at the time, I worked at Bellagio in Las Vegas, they were like, no, we were taught we need to have so many bags of hair in. And so I wanted my clients' hair to stay healthy, even if I wasn't necessarily making as much money selling the hair or for the service fees. I was like, I want their hair to actually grow. So I learned through trial and error that you don't necessarily need, even though I would, you would think that I would want to sell you more hair. It's no, you actually only need 1 bag of hair. Yes. Hey, you don't need this, because I want your clients to come back. Because ultimately, that makes us all more money if your client has nice hair and eventually, 100%. Eventually maybe you do start with 7 bags, but as their hair grows, maybe you only end up needing 2 bags for their head. And then you have a happy client, and then, it's residual. You'll end up getting more clients because you had that happy one that it didn't ruin their hair. Because extensions get a bad rap, and they don't need to as long as you're doing them correctly.
Well, and when you do them correctly and it really fixes someone's problems, they're not ever going anywhere. Ever. No, I would drive 7 hours. I would fly to get my hair done. It's got to happen. And so, a lot of things would go before my extensions. My nails, my car, tanning, almost vacation.
No, it's so true. And I can attest to that because I lived in Las Vegas in 2008 when the economy was at its worst. And that was one of my biggest, as far as working in Las Vegas and getting my paychecks, 2008 was one of my most successful years I ever had. And it's because women were getting rid of other stuff, but they still wanted to feel confident with their hair extensions. So, and a lot of them were flying in from Texas and New York, and they're like, yeah, I'm not getting this anymore or that, but I am still getting my extensions. I can't get rid of my extensions. So we create this. And again, it comes back to, my why I'm doing it. Yes, we all like making more money as a hairstylist, and there's not another service you can offer that you can charge as much as hair extensions out there. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's that the women, it's getting that confidence in them. That is why I do it. I love changing women's lives and seeing the confidence, because I felt that way when I have my extensions in. It's just like you put a little pep in your step. It just like changes. And like I don't know how to explain it unless you've actually felt it with your extensions, because all of a sudden you just have this confidence, and I see it. I've seen it for 17 years when I put extensions in women's hair, and that is why I do it. It's just it changes their lives.
It is so true. My boyfriend tells me I put out more when I have hair, and it's just you feel better about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, the truth is you are nicer to people, you make more money, you're more friendly, you're more giving, you're more loving, because you feel good about yourself. And not all of us were blessed with like really awesome hairlines and great hair, and there should be a solution for us. And I think like the dream business is to create something that you're passionate about that gets to help people and make a lot of money doing it. And that's like extensions fills that need for so many hairstylists. So
yeah, I agree.
I just think it's a great thing. So if you are wanting to learn more, this is exciting. We'll have in the show notes all the information, how you can find Lacy at Hair Love Retreat 2019, how you don't have to wait. You can go to Salt Lake, where to buy the hair, how to follow her, all the things. And can we have you back like lots more on this podcast?
Yes, please. Can I come back?
Yes.
I didn't know what that caught me off guard. I'm like, I don't know what to say.
So Lacy has like a million more stories I need you all to listen to. And I also feel like there's a lot of questions that we can answer on the podcast about extensions. So this is my call to action for you is, what are your questions with extensions? Please write in. We'll have an email in the show notes for you to write in. Let us know your questions. And I'm going to make Lacy get on the podcast and answer them. Is that okay, Lacy?
It is. I mean, I can't say no. You just put me on the spot.
I know. But I feel like it'll be really fun.
No, of course. I love it.
So anyways, we are going to answer those questions for you. So please write in, find her, love her. She's a wonderful human being, and definitely be looking for another podcast with her other stories. So thank you for being on Hair Love Radio today. We had so much fun. And as always, we hair love you.
Hair, love, radio.